This week has actually been a perfect test for Shiba Inu, and it's really going to expose something big that's going on right now. Hopefully, most people have noticed this, but the whole shakeout that we're seeing across the crypto market, not even just for Shiba Inu, is to get people to capitulate, to give some of the larger people discounted prices so they can load up cheap before the market does really send. And I don't think people realize this 2.5 trillion SHIB grab that took place over the course of this week. And I want to show you guys exactly what I mean. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. It's been growing like crazy, and it's all because of you guys. So we can obviously all agree that we saw some red over the last week, especially the back half of last week. And now we've seen some green. And we've gotten to this point where we've actually erased essentially all the losses from the last 7 days. You guys can see that Shiba Inu over the last 7 days is at negative 0.14%. So almost break even. Had a good day yesterday. Many meme coins did. Actually, a lot of sentiment driven assets had some pretty nice days. And we can see that again, Shib has had second best week out of all these top meme coins. Only Dogwoof Hat actually had a little bit better of a one. Great to see over $200 million in daily trading volume for Shiba Inu. And people miss that this whole week was an opportunity to accumulate. All right. So I've continued to see a lot of people just cry and complain and question if Shib is going to do anything. And understand you can always do whatever you want. You always have an opportunity to walk away and go do other things or chase other assets. But these are always the times where I look for opportunity, where you have to think bigger, you have to think longer term, because that's exactly what the large holders are doing here. In fact, when we look at the last 7 days alone, Shiba Inu whales have added 2.5 trillion SHIB to their bags just in the last 7 days. We obviously talked about the big day that took place back on Tuesday of last week, 1.34 trillion added. Following day, 283 billion. Sorry, a little bit of an outflow day on Thursday. Following that, Friday, 244 billion added, and then so pretty modest days. But then yesterday was 1.66 trillion SHIB accumulated by whales, guys. They have just been adding and adding and adding. I'm sorry, guys, they've added 3.5 trillion. 3.5 trillion SHIB grab. Are you guys getting it yet? They are doing whatever they can to build their positions while things are cheap. While price has been down, that is where we have seen some of the largest Shiba Inu accumulation take place. Obviously, we had that massive day back in May of 6.21 trillion. But we're once again on pace for another massive month. One of the largest months we have seen here in 2025. And it's all because there are people out there who can actually think long term, who don't have a problem weathering the storm. I don't have a problem weathering the storm. This stuff doesn't bother me. I've been investing in markets for over 20 years. I have seen shakeouts before. In crypto, it's bigger. And the times of suck seem like they're so much longer. But I understand where we're at in terms of adoption. We have a long way to go. And something that, again, really continues to speak to me is this accumulation and hoarding of supply. Once again, we're hitting new all-time lows in terms of available exchange supply. 84 trillion SHIB available on exchanges. I mean, it just keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. And I have to ask everyone, what is going to happen when demand flips? There has been very little demand per se around the crypto market. A lot of people hesitant to re-enter the space. Not really any adoption taking place around the crypto market from the outside in. What happens when you have all these people that try to flood through or go through a really small doorway? Things tend to get pretty wild. They tend to get pretty jumpy. That is where SHIB goes back to having days where it can run, 20, 30, 50, 100%. All right. I'm not saying that's going to happen for sure. There's no guarantees in crypto, right? But we're seeing this long period of suck. And I'll say even all the way since the highs back in March of last year have kind of been a period of suck despite having some climbs. But it's all building to this moment where we've seen the convicted holders build positions, where we've seen exchange supply do nothing but drop. And it's all building up towards this explosive time where we have the potential to do these again. Do I still think Shiba Inu is going to hit an all-time high? Yeah, I do. I think it's going to happen very, very quickly. It's probably going to be I don't even want to say a wick, because so many people are even thinking well beyond that. They're thinking prices well past 4088. But right now, it's tough to make an assessment on when that's going to happen. Obviously, we talked about it potentially happening in March through May. Didn't happen. We had a lot of macro things going on. It was pretty loud throughout the space between, war and tariffs and economic uncertainty and black swan events. That stuff impacts the crypto market. And I've seen some people say, oh yeah, TA, blah, 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 it doesn't do anything. Well, TA doesn't account for those things. Those are the extenuating circumstances, and we've had a lot of them here in 2025. But what I will say right now is, if you look at the on-chain data, if you look at the fundamentals, which continue to be good for SHIB, you can actually see what is coming down the pipeline. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.